back to another episode of The Rosey Life. So today I'm going to talk to you about a technique I call the fly on the wall technique, but it's also Neville Goddard's listening to conversations. So before we get started, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. And thanks so much for you subscribing and commenting. I love to hear from you guys. And if you haven't checked out one of my courses on revision or entering states, I'm getting into these courses more, and I'd love to hear if there's any ideas of things that you're struggling with that I can help you out with. And I would love to make a course that's available to more people. All right, so let's get to the fly on the wall. I call it the fly on the wall because I've been this for so long. You know, we talk about, oh, I'd love to be a fly on the wall and hear what they're saying, right? Maybe it's after an interview or a family or whoever, right? You're just like, oh, I'd love to be a fly on the wall to see what's going on in there or hear what's going on in there. Well, guess what? You can be the fly on the wall whenever you want to. Neville Goddard talked about hearing congratulatory conversations. This is something similar to that. So what the fly on the wall is, you've already been practicing it. You've already been seeing, in fact, when I talk to my clients and they say they receive a text, for example, that they can hear, I know what they sound like. I can hear them saying this to me. And I said, oh, really now? Does the text speak to you? Does it have sound or something? And they're like, no, I know them. I know if I can totally hear what they're saying to me. I said, good. Because now we're going to use that same thing that you just described to me. We're going to use that to help you manifest something or change what you're experiencing. And the way that this looks like, right? When I think about certain people in my life, and perhaps like one time I was going to some friend's house, and for whatever reason, I would feel a little bit insecure about, being around these people, not because they're not wonderful people, but because it was me. It was just me feeling like insecure, like maybe I'm like, oh, I'm not as, good as they are or whatever, right? I felt some insecurities in there, whatever they were. And so I started revising that in my mind, and I started, before I would go to their house, right, or hang out with them wherever, I would listen in my imagination what I would like them to be saying as I'm leaving their house. Or maybe one time I did it where I imagined myself going to the bathroom in their house, and that I came out and I can overhear what they were saying to me. So kind of like snooping, right? And I can hear the conversation. And remember, I'm doing this in my imagination. So I imagine myself coming out of the bathroom and overhearing them saying, wow, she's doing awesome. I'm like, what is her secret? She has like everything. She has it all. It's so easy, right? That was just an example. And what happens with this when we do this fly on the wall technique is then something will present itself for evidence, right? So later on, I was confirmed with evidence of what I had imagined by the reaction and responses of these friends and how they interacted with me and how they were seeking some help and just comments that they gave me after that. It completely validated everything that I had imagined in that quick scene. So that's what this is. So what you do is you imagine a friend, a family member, anyone, a boss, and imagine that you're coming around the corner and they can't see you. And in your imagination, in your mind's eye, you imagine that you're standing there and you're about to walk in and you can hear what they're saying about you and make it good. What do you want to? Yes, I think that she deserves a raise, or wow, she's fantastic to work with, or wow, she's beautiful. That is wife material right there. Or, I'd love to be, in that person's position. Look at their life. They have an amazing life. So do you see, you can create a conversation that is about you, right? So if you imagine that your family is always nagging and talking negatively about people, imagine you're the fly on the wall in the living room or wherever they hang out, and they're having a conversation and they're saying lovely things about people, about the neighbors or about someone that you like or whatever. Imagine your boss saying, you know, really need to give her a promotion. It's time for her, right? Or you imagine them saying, we drop the papers and we're going to send over money for this person. Or do you see, you can play with it however you want. There's no limit. Play with this, right? And be that little fly on the wall that you always said that you were going to be anyway, but use it to your benefit. All right, my loves, like or comment below and let me know what you think. And test it out because I know it works. I use this all the time and it works. It's so cool. All right, I'll see you soon. Bye.